Hello students, this is your instructor for ME2535, just trying to give you some pointers to see if you can get maximum points in your discussion. So remember, your questions are posted on your week 1 discussion prompt, and you want to make sure you answer all these 3 questions given here according to the pointers I'm going to give you, and they all have to be answered to get the maximum points. The first thing I want you to remember is when you answer the question and you bring your cursor to this underlined section of the question number 1, you control and click to follow the link and to see what course you have chosen, what is your program name, so you can put that name here and review and elaborate on that as to why you chose that program. Question number 2, you have to add at least 3 to 5 sentences explaining why you chose this program. Number 3, you really have to make sure that you go to this hint page to add information by going to Getting Started tab on your main menu, and on the left hand side you will see View Syllabus. After you click on Getting Started tab, you will see View Syllabus, and when you click on that, you will get to see Course Educational Objectives. Just a little slide down, you will notice that you have 5 course objectives given. Remember, these course objectives are for this course, which is CPT coding. So when you finish this course, these are all the CLOs, course learning objectives, that you will be learning. And so when you say I'm going to be finishing this course, you're adding a few sentences about either number 1, 2, 3, or 4, elaborating on it, not just copying and pasting it. Okay, so just don't copy and paste. If you select number 1, explain it. And if you don't know what HCPCS is or CPT is, get some information by going to our library, by going to online research and expand on it. Replies are, again, you have to answer all of this when you reply to a classmate. Read their post, okay? Introduce a new idea based upon what they're saying. Now you're going to add your own new idea based upon your personal experience. This is number 1. Number 2, you can also elaborate your conversation by adding the course room materials, which we just showed and reviewed on your course objectives. So those are the things you are adding in your replies to further the conversation, to further elaborate the conversation. When you submit your discussion post, make sure you click on this link right here to check on the rubrics. Very important. The rubrics is giving you the criteria of how to get maximum points, how to meet the most criteria for all your discussion posts. Every discussion post is going to be like this, and these are the pointers to follow for each week. What grading rubrics are we following? We're following the quality of responsiveness. What is the quality of your responsiveness to the initial prompts? Make sure you answered all the questions in detail as I showed you, and use at least 3 to 5 sentences for each question. Generate further academic conversation for the reply prompts. Remember, we just showed you and how to add info to add more subject to your replies and make them like a discussion. So you're talking about something and you're further elaborating the conversation. Organization and clarity is basically your grammar, your spelling, your sentence structure. And clarity of writing means, am I able to understand what you are writing? So that's very important. If you write something that does not have a period, comma, full stop, and the sentences are all mixed up, that does not give you the clarity of writing, right? Quantity of academic contribution means how many posts did you submit. Remember, 1 is your main post main discussion post. The other 2s are the replies you will be submitting towards your classmates or your instructors. Timeliness means, did you submit all 3 replies on 3 different days? Okay, so this one is quality of responsiveness. Remember, this is the criteria of quality of responsiveness to initial prompts. We need more quality. That is why we call it quality of responsiveness. Meets no criteria when you're off topic, when you're not sharing anything in the first 3 questions that I showed you. Meets few criteria means you are sharing one of your experiences, but you're not explaining or explaining it. Number meets most when you're 75% there. You're sharing some of your experiences and you're explaining them in detail. And the last but the most important one is the one when you are connecting, applying and connecting using your course objectives that we have defined under the syllabus of your main menu. So remember, all of these things that I am showing you here, you can pause and watch them and go along slowly. But right now, I just want to cover everything as much as possible. So your rubrics are 35%, and this is exactly what I just explained to you, just written in a more detailed fashion. This is a good example that I want you to see, and if you can kind of expand this, the example, the student's discussion post, you can see how the student introduces herself nicely and gives the name of the program she has selected, and she's adding a few sentences for the first question. And she does the same thing for the second question, which is, why did you choose this program? She uses the name of her program, elaborates why she chose this program. The last one is from her course objectives right here. She used 2 course objectives to answer her third question, but did not copy and paste, but just elaborated this. So make sure you do the same thing, right? Do you see how she's using number 2 and number 7 in her last question? And getting meets all. That's your objective. These are a few more examples I have here, so please pause and review. Further, generating further academic conversation in your replies. What does that mean? Remember, you have to follow this thing right here that I have a good example from the school actually. It says meets none, meets few, meets most, meets all. So when it says meets none, that means you are not submitting anything. That could be number 1. Number 2 could be you said, I agree, and that's it, without any explanation. When you just restate another student's reply and not really say anything by yourself. Replies are off topic, so we have to stay on topic. That's what we're discussing, not something, maybe a student said something else about something else, but you have to bring her back to the topic and continue to just talk about the subject we have here. Meets few. Meets few means you replied to another student by explaining something, but remember, not something on the subject. Replies refers only to the other student's topic, content discussed. To other student's topic, not your topic. You have to add your topic, your experience, your course objectives. Has to be about you. Meets most replies introduces a new idea, but did not, idea that was not discussed by the student. Okay, so we are kind of accumulating everything together. So this is a good picture to keep in front of you to follow the details. Once you understand that, it's not going to be that difficult. It's just a little change we have to make sure we are noticing and applying it all together. Meets all when you did use the course reference, the student, and the reference course material, including everything. So you're responding to the student, you're acknowledging the student, you're adding your information, your course objectives, and you are getting 100% on your replies. I will look forward to that. These are a few examples. Again, please do review them. And they're really helpful in understanding of how to write. Organization and clarity means that you have correct spelling, correct grammar, correct sentences, all your commas and periods are supposed to be in the right places, and it should make sense to me. Clarity of writing, it should make sense. So once you finish writing, read it again. Does it look like a sentence? Does it look like a story? Does it make sense to you at all? That will be a big help just by itself. I always post these on my discussion posts, so please use them to check your grammar, check your writing, and just a tiny video here which shows you how to do all of that together. Again, this is organization and clarity. Remember how you're trying to have an impact on understanding and no impact on understanding. Okay, so this is a problem in understanding. This is no problem on understanding. This is your criteria. This is your rubrics. Please follow them. And a few examples I have here. Pause them and see if you can follow those. Quantity of academic contribution, are one main post on Wednesday. Make sure it's on Wednesday. If it's later than that, then you might miss some points. The 2 replies should be in between Wednesday to Sunday. If it's after Sunday, you will lose points. Timeliness. Did you post all 3 replies on 3 different dates? And that is it. Okay, that's it for timeliness of posting. Any questions, please stay in touch with me, email me, text me. I have my numbers posted everywhere and under faculty availability, and I would love to hear from you. Have a great day, guys.